us, our people.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Thank you all for tuning in. Right now, we got Tony Muhammad live on 99 The Beat. We have DJ Killer Cole. We have Brother Rizzle. Mr. Tony Muhammad, if you don't mind, can you please introduce yourself to the people out here?
Absolutely. I'm student minister Tony Muhammad. I'm the West Coast regional representative of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in the Nation of Islam. I'm over everything west of the Mississippi on behalf of the Nation of Islam and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, doing a lot of work within our community, resolving a lot of gang conflicts over my 23 years of being on this post.
Okay. So, what are some things that you would like to do in our community?
Well, a couple of things, but the number one thing we would like to make our community a safer and better place to live by resolving the gang conflict that has come about as a result, of our 400 years being a captive to a people that we are actually carrying out their freedom. So the goal, main goal, is to make our community a safer place to live in and to see us pool our resources together and to rebuild the wasted city by creating our own areas that we can be proud of. Because in Los Angeles and many urban cities, we have an area here called Chinatown, thriving. Those people, the signage is in their language. Koreatown, beautiful area in LA, making billions of dollars. They hire their own people. You got an area called Little Tokyo, where Japanese are united, and they're opening all kind of businesses. And then you go and look for Little Africa, you can't find one. You look for Little Black Town, you can't find one. And so, therefore, we want to change the reality under which we live, and we're going to stop blaming white folks with all of the knowledge we got and all of the great leaders. It's just time for us to pool our resources and separate ourselves from our oppressor and carve out a new reality that we can be proud of.
Okay. Another question?
Brother Tony, this is a RZA right here for 9 on the Beat, brother. I love the fact it's an honor. It's an honor to talk to you right here. Brother, I got a question for you. I want to know what can we do as a people, to I guess to bring our people together and stop letting our people keep on saying when they feel certain type of way, they get mad about things. Somebody like me, I talk about white folks, how they so dirty to us and stuff. And I try to tell them that that's all part of the plan of white supremacists, is to oppress us and make us think that it's all on us, not what they did to us in slavery and stuff. So how can we build our people up? But they won't say it's all about our people, we kill each other all the time. That's what most black people say all the time. We kill ourselves all the time in the streets. So white people do nothing to me. It's all our people doing it. So how can I change our people's tone of saying that?
Yeah, thank you. In one instance, I have to say that when some white person or even police come into the urban blighted area and they murder us, our people get upset to a frenzy, and rightfully so. The sad part is when we kill each other, I don't see that frenzy, except for in a few groups or a few people. And that's why I'm working on behalf of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan to change that reality, because in Los Angeles, we have a powerful peace movement going that whenever there's a gang shooting, it's 300-400 of us that show up on the scene. No media, no press, it's not recorded by them, but it impacts the community. So if it's a rolling 60 that killed the 8 stray gangsters, we go in with our army and say to the brothers, enough is enough, and we bring them to the table try to make sure we resolve that because we are tired of black women crying over the death of their children. So much so that 2 years ago, the mayor of Los Angeles gave us a proclamation that the work that the Nation of Islam have been doing in Los Angeles brought crime down the lowest it's been since 1958. And we are doing that on a daily basis. Last year, we brought 3,000 gang members together when the rapper called the gang and got upset by all the police shootings. They united with me and said, Brother Muhammad, how can we unite the gang? I said, don't go after the police. Let's go after the gang members because this is the Joshua generation. This is the best. They're fearless. They're not cowards. Our problem is we keep passing on a legacy of cowardice. If we want to keep blaming the white man, no, dear brother, yes, we will hurl truth at him. But if we can't unite our own community, we look silly in the face of civilized people. So the work is being done in places like LA, in places like Compton. I mean, not to the degree where we stopped it all, but we're putting a dent in it, brother. And so it reminds me of a scripture in the book of Ezekiel in the Bible that was dry bones in the valley. That's what the bones were saying. We'll never come together. Our hope is lost. We'll never be a people. Then God told the Son of Man, prophesy to the wind. See, and the poor white percentages still get faith. White people are going to come against us until we unite. We've tried everything except for unity. We got to stop the religious gang banging. We got to stop the economic gang banging. We got to stop the hip-hop banging. We're going to have to unite. We are the only group, ethnic group, that degrade our women and keep killing of one another. That's about to change. So that's what we have to do, brother. We can't sit back and complain, and then when it catches on from LA, in New York, in Chicago, I'm being called to Chicago right now from the street. The gang members of Chicago, the gang members in New York are reaching out to us. This year, God willing, we're going to take 100 gang members from LA to meet the gangs in New York and get them to embrace. And they're going to meet and say, let's stop destroying our community. When we make that happen, brother, we're going to take gang members from New York and LA to Chicago to meet with the vice lords, the gangster disciples. Let them do it, and we just coach them. We already got leaders in this list, guys. All we need is proper guidance. That's what Minister Farrakhan been teaching us since the Million Man March. And we're not going to stop. I know we're going to come together. But I know we're going to be forced to come together because with a president like Trump in one instance is a curse, but on another instance, he's a blessing. He's a blessing because he's letting black people know I ain't doing nothing for y'all. In fact, I'm going to turn the police against you. Well, Mr. Trump, you're going to help God unite us. That's what you're about to see. These dry bones are going to come together. And from our pain, brother, we're going to stand up in exceedingly great army. I know it might not seem like it, but I put my hope and trust in God and the guidance that Minister Farrakhan has given us. And this is not no move to get people to become Muslims. Man, miss me with that. It's time for the black man to unite, man, on the basis of our struggle, not on the basis of no religion. Black men and women coming together to resolve our own problems. See? So that's what time it is, my dear brother. And those are some of the things that we're doing. And I understand the complaint. We just can't shout when the police kill us. We now got to develop a mode of operandi that we got to love black lives so much that we are not screaming Black Lives Matter to white people. Black Lives Matter got to matter to us.
Okay, I like the way you put that, but I got another question for you, brother. My next question is, I want to know, okay, if something happened to Louis Farrakhan, because I know he up in age and stuff, where he decided to sit down, or whatever the case may be. You the next man in charge, right?
Oh, no, sir. No. Look, I appreciate the boss, and that certainly not my interest. I'm going to do my part. Minister Farrakhan has trained a cadre of younger ministers in the Nation of Islam. See, Minister Farrakhan, brother, his light is so bright, it's likened to the sun. But when darkness comes, the sun appears to have gone away. But a ship navigating on the ocean, even in the darkness, the stars shall come out. And there's enough starlight for people to still see. I can say this, I am one of the stars that the Nation of Islam will depend on. We're not going to need some charismatic leader anymore. So when Minister Farrakhan, depart, you're going to see a constellation of stars. We got a great minister in Chicago, a great minister in New York, in Philadelphia, in Atlanta, Georgia, in Houston, Texas. See, it's just like Jesus had disciples, and when Jesus ascended, his disciples lit up the Middle East. That's what you're going to see happen in the absence of the minister. You're going to see an army of Minister Farrakhan trained soldiers taking over this country from city to city, man. Something you all are going to be very, very proud of. But his light is so bright, it's hard to see the rest of us, brother. And I'm going to tell you, I can't even touch the hem of that man's garment, bruh. But I appreciate it, man. I just love to do my part, man. I don't see myself as nobody neither. I'm just your brother. That's it. I like just being a good brother.
Okay, I see you very humble, man. I like that. Very humble and you all about your people. I love that. Can you tell me something about Malcolm X? When he was alive, he always, about him and Dr. King supposed to have got together, but they had took my brother Dr. King's life. Can you tell me about that back in the day? What happened?
Well, absolutely. Well, there was a meeting between Dr. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. See, brother, Malcolm X was like the agitator, see? And Dr. Martin Luther King was like the educator. And believe it or not, when they met, Dr. King more or less said, well, I got to try this way, Malcolm, because if this way don't work, we're going to have to become complete agitators. And if you remember, Malcolm was killed in 63. And most of the people, even some of you younger people, y'all don't listen to Dr. King's tape, 1966, 67, 68. He started thinking like Malcolm. It was Dr. King in Alabama, in Mobile, Alabama, where he said, we're going to have to boycott America. He started saying boycott them. He started saying, we're going to have to protest because don't seem like America want to give the black man justice. Go get Dr. King last speeches, man. You would think you were listening to Malcolm X. That's the impact that they had on one another. The media want to make it seem like they was arch enemies. Malcolm did have an issue. Malcolm didn't want to go the marching way. But the Honorable Elijah Muhammad told Malcolm one day we're going to have a march, but it ain't going to be like the Civil Rights March. We're going to march for justice. So at that time, brother, you needed an agitator like Malcolm, and you needed a communicator like Dr. Martin Luther King, brother, because, again, that's God's way of showing justice to our adversary. Okay, if you don't want to listen to King, then you're going to have to deal with the revolutionary. And right now, this generation, brother, they ain't negotiating. You all, I've never met more courageous young people like what we have now. So what we're getting ready to see is the coming together of the types who are like Martin and the types who are like King. So it wasn't no real bad blood the way most people try to think it was. There was mutual respect. And I close with this. Dr. Martin Luther King also met with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad in the late 60s. And when they're both from Georgia. And when those two Georgia men met, that's when Dr. King understood why Malcolm taught the way he did, because he met with Malcolm's teacher. And of course, you know, there was beef with Malcolm and the nation and his leader, of which that is so recorded so beautifully that we also knew that at that time, J. Edgar Hoover had sent FBI agents into the Nation of Islam, into the Black Panther Party, into the US organization. They went into SCLC. They was with CORE. It's all recorded in COINTELPRO. He sent black FBI agents in among our group to start dissension among the group. Well, forget that. When in that day, those brothers and sisters didn't know nothing about COINTELPRO. But you and I, we can go into the Library of Congress and demand the records and see that J. Edgar Hoover, his main goal was to stop the rise of a black messiah. Go read it. He feared, but they knew that you can't oppress the people for so long until from that people will come a leader that had the power to unite us all. They have always feared that in us. So I hope that made some sense to you. But because we can go along this line a long, long time. But young people really need to study Malcolm because the enemy, Caucasian people, try to make black people believe that the Nation of Islam killed Malcolm when it wasn't the Nation of Islam. It was FBI agents. It is recorded that the guy who was giving him mouth to mouth was a known FBI agent. We got played, brother. And that's something we've learned, and we watch for that now. There's probably FBI agents in the nation right now. FBI agents around all of our black leaders. So we always have to be very, very careful.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I like the way you put that, sir. I want to talk about something else, too. You know, during that time in the 60s, they had the Black Panther Party, you know, had started. Can you tell me how about that party started and how the FBI they infiltrate that too to break that up and by drugs and stuff and turn my brothers into the Crips and the Bloods what they is today? Can you talk about that too for me, sir, please?
Oh, absolutely. Well, if you study the COINTELPRO and you go right now, you can pull it up, you can Google it. You can Google J. Edgar Hoover, COINTELPRO, and the FBI. All of his words are right there. J. Edgar Hoover, here, the rise of a black messiah, a man who could unite all of the various black groups that was protesting at that time. Because J. Edgar Hoover studied theology. And J. Edgar Hoover knew that every time a people is oppressed, according to biblical prophecy, God always brings a leader out of the oppressed to lead their people out of oppression and away from the people who oppress them. J. Edgar Hoover also knew their brother and some of the wickedly wise. They also know that God has never in the Bible, go read it. If there's a Christian pastor listening to me right now, he can either verify it or tell me I'm wrong. You can't find nowhere in the Bible where God allowed the oppressed to be integrated with their oppressor. He always said, let my people go, and would lead them away from the oppressor so that he could heal them. You can't heal a crackhead in the crack house. You can't heal an abused woman who's been abused by her husband under domestic violence. You can't heal her in front of the raging husband. You have to take her out of that atmosphere, out of his presence, so that she can heal. They did not want that. Now, the gangs of LA, when Minister Farrakhan told them in the Stop the Killing tour, he told them that they had been infiltrated by the FBI. It was Ronald Reagan who started black men, and he routed us by using slick language. They started routing black men back to prisons to get us back to the plantation so that they could start working us for cheap labor. He came up with words, there's a war on drugs, a war on crime. Do you know there was no drug problem in South Central until Ronald Reagan did that, and now we have the evidence under freeway Ricky Ross. We have the evidence now that Ronald Reagan sent Oliver North, and Oliver North brought crack cocaine to South Central California, trading drugs for arms, brother.
Correct.
So they infiltrated every gang. Even today, I meet with the gang once a month. We have a united hood nation. And do you know that they now know some of their homies was turned into snitches and turned into agents and setting them up to be arrested? Particularly the leaders who wanted to come closer to the thinking of the Panthers and closer to the thinking of the Nation of Islam. They really feared those gang members because they saw the gang members getting too close to the Nation of Islam. So, brother, we're in trouble. And this is, and I'm telling you, you can, again, Google that. It's all out there for you to read about. There has always been an attack on black men. We have never not been under attack. And remember this. The 13th Amendment that so-called emancipated, proclamated us, which we didn't even know what the word meant when we was in slavery. We didn't know that Abraham Lincoln was a slave lawyer who did not care to free the slaves. Abraham Lincoln, with the same mindset of a white supremacist, said these words. He said that the white man should always be in the superior position and the black male should always be in an inferior position. And I prefer the superior over the inferior every day. And every day we have to remind them that they are inferior. This is their mind, brother. See? So they never, then he comes up with a word, I'm going to emancipate you. That comes from a Latin word, mancipera, free from our hand, but not from our control. They never wanted to see us control our own. They never wanted to see us controlling our own basketball players, our own football players, our own entertainers. Man, what if Jay-Z and them came home? Good God Almighty. Our talent is our only goal. They fear that every day. So that's why the black male is under attack. And they're making it very, very difficult for the black male. We're either in prison or gay. And it's getting dangerous every day. So it's a known fact. And I don't have to tell your audience. Your audience can feel it. That every gang, every black organization has been infiltrated, brother, by the FBI, CIA, always trying to trap us. And in a few days, you're going to hear some crazy stuff about Minister Farrakhan. They cannot continue to let Minister Farrakhan teach the way he's teaching when there's a storm brewing in Europe. When I mean storm, meaning a war is about to break out. And so they cannot let Minister Farrakhan continue to tell black men to stop fighting for a country that won't liberate you, a country that won't treat you justly, a country where you can see an officer shooting a black man on film and then they tell us that ain't what really happened. So, brother, the slaves are getting restless. And I'm telling you, brother, we are not going to be singing, we shall overcome. See, we're going to not be singing, lift every voice and sing. It is about to be lift every fifth and swing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, sir, I'm going to take a break right quick. I'm about to get off of Facebook Live and tell everybody to join the station with us. And we're going to continue this thing. I got another question for you. I got two more questions for you, and then I'll let Killer Cole take over. Hold on, sir. Hey, everybody on Facebook Live, we about to go on 9 on the beat and do it strictly on 9 on the beat. I know it's been getting good, y'all, but we're going to have this brother take a little break, and we're going to get on 9 on the beat side. Y'all can hear us on that side, too. All right, sir. I got another question for you, sir. The question I got next for you, I want to know about, what year, Jesse Jackson, when he ran for president in the 80s, he gave the black people the name of African Americans to give us a name because they want our people to have a name for ourselves instead of Negro. I want you to tell me a little about that time in the 80s. I want to work myself up from the 60s, the 70s. I passed the 70s to the 80s until now. So that's the question I got for you for the 80s.
Right. Well, thank you, dear brother. During that time, there was really no identity crisis because we were satisfied with saying we black. See, black is not a color. Black is the essence from which all other colors come from. Black is original. So to call ourselves African, which is Africa, is not our. We didn't even call that continent Africa. White folk called it Africa because of a white conqueror called Africanus. See, Amerigo Vespucci, whatever this guy, he founded America. So to give ourselves two Caucasian names still ties us to our oppressor. See, when Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, we are the black man. So we didn't need no identity. We didn't need to call ourselves by two white men named African and American. So we call ourselves only African American. What about our black brother in Brazil? What about our black brother in Jamaica and the Caribbean and in London and in Great Britain? We're all over this planet. So then when we start calling ourselves by these names, then all we're going to do is identify with Africa and America. It's not right. But when I say I'm a black man and I go to Brazil and not knowing that, brother, it's 200 million black people in Brazil. In that whole area, they got black skin. They just speak Spanish and Portuguese. But they're African. They've always used these as tricks to divide us because they want us to only believe that the only family we got is on the continent of Africa. No, brother. We went to Australia. And the Aborigines in Australia, when you go to Australia, you see black men that's black as good. But if you just say I'm an African American, you can't identify with your brother in Australia. China, they're Chinese, brother, in the mountains in Tibet. They're blue black people. So they always want us to believe that we are the minority when we are the majority. There's 400 million black people on this planet. There's only 400 billion Caucasians on the whole planet. We outnumber them, so they're the minority. The minority is telling us we're the minority because they have fratricide us, divided and conquered us, and got us thinking we are the minority, when in fact they are the minority. That is a problem, brother. I don't want the name African American. I will never refer to myself as no African American. I'm an original black man, brother. That's who I am, because black can identify with black people no matter where you see us. So Jesse got duped. I just don't agree with that part of what Jesse was doing. Because a lot of our black leaders, brother, have become apologists for the slave master. A lot of our black leaders, if you remember in the Old Testament, it was time for the children of Israel to come out of Egypt. They always call some of the enchanters that was planted amongst the slaves because they know it was time for the slave liberation. Look at in the book of Exodus, look at the mind. The only thing that some of the slaves wanted from Pharaoh was to share in his wealth and to live near him. See? That's what the Negroes wanted. And that, to me, Jesse wanted to be Pharaoh. We had a so-called black president. What did we get? What did we get under Obama except for he gave us hope? Okay, we had a black man in the White House, but it was more police brutality under him than white president. Brother, come on. We don't want Pharaoh's seat. We don't want Pharaoh's religion. We don't want Pharaoh's government. We want Pharaoh to let us go. Then we steal away from Pharaoh and carve out our own reality. Until we do what other ethnic groups have done in this country, we're going to always be slaves to white folks. Just like Jay-Z said, rich nigga, poor nigga, athlete nigga, killer nigga. When he said, O.J. Simpson said, I ain't no black man, and Jay-Z said, okay. People may be upset with Jay-Z. People may say, well, what took Jay-Z so long? So what? If he's just now waking up, that's good. Because conscious rap music is about to come back around. Correct. So that's what we're seeing, brother. We're seeing the resurrection and the rise of the black man. So we don't need the yoke of African American. It's a joke to me.
Okay. I want to know something about how you want to minister or you yourself feel about Dr. Umar Johnson, because he said our people is Africans. He said all black people is Dr. Umar Johnson, and he said the way he said about all our people is African people, not like you just said we black people. At the same time, we black Africans, black African Americans.
Well, I think it's just a matter of language, brother. I think Dr. Umar, I respect his mind. I think we're all saying the same thing. He's just using Africa. I can identify with that. I can identify with that from the premise that he's coming because he's a revolutionary. See, but at the same token, I think if Dr. Umar took a look at that and he knows that the name Africa is the name of a Caucasian. See, so I think we're saying the same thing. He's just using that semantic. I would never use that language because the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, if you go back in the 30s and in the 1920s and in the 1940s, the map used to be called Asia. Before Caucasians started conquering this planet, we used to be called Asia. Europe was Eurasia. Asia was Asia Minor, Asia Major. Africa was called East Asia. It wasn't until white people started conquering that they started renaming various continents. But when black people was ruling, we called it Asia. So that's why Elijah Muhammad said we are the Asiatic black man. Not that we identify with what people call Asians today, but the whole planet. This used to be called West Asia. America was called West Asia. Go back and get the old history books. See? So it wasn't until the white horse went out, like the book of Revelation said, and it went out to conquer and for conquering. And after they would conquer a continent, they renamed what we had already named. So Brother Umar, he's stepping in the right direction. Don't get me wrong. So I love what that brother said. And he comes hard with it. And he got some very, very great views. And he don't speak from a Negro mindset. So he ain't no plantation Negro. See?
Yes, sir.
Ain't no type Negro. I love that brother. That brother, I'll walk with him any day. I'll walk with him before I walk with Al Sharpton.
Oh. I like that.
Or even Jesse. I'll walk with him before I walk with. Don't get me wrong. I respect them.
Yes.
But their time, their way of trying to resolve black issues, we don't want that no more.
That's right.
See, I watched the brothers in Baltimore. I watched the brothers in St. Louis, man, at Ferguson when Jesse came. They ran him out of there, man. Messed up with that.
That's right.
You want to be the fire marshal of Caucasians? We're raging mad. We're raging with anger. We fired up, and you come to put our fire out? Man, messed up with that. Ain't no keep hope alive. We gonna take hope. See, brother, let me say this. I was talking to a group of Caucasian people. I told them to ask me anything.
Uh-huh.
So these Caucasians say, well, Minister Muhammad, why is it that when black people get upset, why is it that you all riot and tear up your own community? I said, wait a minute, before you go down that line, let me tell you what you're looking at. I said, and I want to use your history to validate what I'm about to say. I said, when you Caucasians was colonized by the British, in America. Your grandfathers got upset with Great Britain because they said taxation without proper representation was tyranny. Great Britain was mistreating y'all in the colony. They wasn't giving you justice, and y'all kept warning him. You kept warning him. He didn't want to listen. So one day y'all got fed up. Dressed up like Native Americans because you didn't want your identity to be known by the king. So y'all dressed up like Indians, went to the Boston Harbor. And I said, damn it, y'all rioted. You burned up the ships, you threw the sea over, but you didn't call your resurrection or your rebellion a riot. You called it a party.
The Boston Tea Party.
You called it the Boston Tea Party.
That's right.
So the white boy was trying to shut me up. I said, no, you done open up this box. Now, sit your behind down. You gonna get caught. I said, you didn't stop there. You formed the militia because the king sent in more police, more officers, or more soldiers. I said, y'all got so upset that y'all formed the militia of 400 men and y'all started killing the British soldiers. And that's when you got the attention of King George. He came over here and sat with y'all and signed the seal and gave y'all America. Y'all separated. I said, so what you're witnessing in Baltimore, that was a riot. That's our way of trying to get you all off of our back. That's our modern day Boston Tea Party. And until y'all recognize this, you're going to keep oppressing us. You're going to keep shooting us down in the street to where it's going to be bloodshed, as the Bible says. Blood is going to run up to the horse's bridle. I said, so you're witnessing our modern day Boston Tea Party. Man, that white boy looked at me. He said, Minister Muhammad, I'm going to be honest with you. He said, I realize I still have racist tendency in me. I laughed. I said, what makes you say that? He said, I did not like you comparing our history with yours, with black people.
That's right.
I said, I know I have to see. I said, but it makes sense to you now, so
Yes,
you
sir.
ain't looking at no right.
Yes,
So
sir.
we're not burning down our community. We're renters. We don't own nothing. I said, when we was going into that CVS store, we were taking potato chips and Oreo cookies, man.
That's all.
That's not our community. And brother, if you don't know how to talk to white people to check them, then we'll always have a Negro who wants to be an apologist, who wants to make the white man feel good, because I want you to go study this word. It's called the syndrome. We suffer
What word
from
again?
the Stockholm syndrome.
Say it again, brother.
It's called Stockholm syndrome.
Okay.
Stockholm syndrome happened when a bank robbery took place in Europe. And when these bank robbers robbed this bank, they held the people who worked in it, held them hostage for 7 days. When they freed the hostages started having sympathy and apathy for their captors. They even went to please and was only telling you all the good stuff that they did for them. So they call that Stockholm syndrome. Wait a minute. 7 days of being captive made them sympathize with their captors? What about 400 years? What will that do to your mind?
That's right. That's right.
We've been under these white folks for 400 years, and I watch us in the barbershop. When I go in the barbershop, I'm watching brothers defending white people, and they don't even ask us to.
That's
we
right.
become their defense attorneys. Why y'all defending these crackers?
That's right.
Let them defend themselves, brother. And you in the barbershop sympathizing with the white man.
That's right.
Oh, they got blew up in a bombing. Well, you're going to reap what you sow. They blew up the towers in New York. Well, they reaping what they sow.
That's right.
They blew up, or they shot people in London. Well, Great Britain is reaping what she sown.
That's
They
right.
raped
That's
Africa.
right.
They robbed Africa. They murdered us. They raped our mothers, man. Correct. God is going to pay them back, not us.
Yep.
All we need to do is get out of the way and the weather, brother. Watch the weather. The weather, America is going to be destroyed with rain, snow, hail, and earthquakes.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I keep tapping it. You got me all fired up, bro.
I'm sorry, man. I love the fire you bringing, sir. I love it.
Man, you got me on one, and I'm loving it, brother. Come on, brother. People need to hear it real and raw, brother. People hate fake talkers.
I love what you're talking about, man. You're talking about some real stuff, bro. Hey, sir, I'm sorry. I can talk to you all day long, but I got one more question. I don't let Killer Cole get into it because I know I can talk to you all day long about this right here because this is my stuff. But our stuff. I'm sorry.
Hey, the next question I got for you. You know, we got a brother out here named, his name is Callum Kaepernick, you know, a great football player that played for the 49ers. He took the stand, he took a knee for the national anthem. And you know how our president we got right now named Trump, you know, he said, he told all the teams, the football teams, that if they get that man and one of their teams, you know, he gonna send him a bad letter or whatever the case may be. What can we do, you know, to try to get that brother back on the team, you know, because I don't see that he did nothing wrong. Because, you know, in the NFL right now, we got a rapist playing on the football team right now and rape women's. We got women beaters that beat our women's on football teams right now and still playing. This brother, he ain't break no law. All thing he do just took a knee for the stand of our people getting killed in these streets by these cops, and they're not getting no justice done for our people.
Yes, sir. I got you. Well, no, he didn't break a seen law, but he broke an unseen law.
That's right.
See, we used to be forced to live under the Jim Crow law. And under the Jim Crow law, no black man was ever supposed to protest his master. You see what I'm saying? So here's a brother who took a knee for us, so now we should stand up for him. He's being punished for going against the new plantation owner called NFL owner, NBA owner. Mm-hmm. See? So Kaepernick is being punished, and so that's sending a message to all of the other slave athletes.
That's right.
Saying that if you come against my plantation called NFL, your $1 million I'm a snatch from you. So we become a slave to the money. See? We want the money and the fame. That brother, man, risked it all. See? I remember when the Clippers, remember that owner for the Clippers?
That's right. Say that. That's so
Sterling.
Yes, sir.
Remember Sterling said, these are my niggas. I clothe them. I feed them. See, that's the way these Jewish owners think.
That's right.
Do you know? And I want your audience and you all to go look this word up. Because that man, look at what he said. These are my niggas. I own them. I clothe them. See, when you play football for a white man, you're a toy.
That's
you're
right.
his toy.
That's right.
His son is sitting next to him, seeing his slave that he's going to own when his father dies. And the brother's going to worry about where he's going to work after they have that. So if you go and look up the word Clipper, that Jewish man named his team after a slave ship.
Yes,
Clipper is the name of a slave ship. It was a clipper ship because the Jews, when slavery was over, they told America to go to hell. They kept selling slaves. So the clipper ship traveled faster than a slave ship. Go look it up for yourself. Now, Colin Kaepernick. Now, took a knee, and they saw that the other slaves gave a little courage to the other slaves, just like Nat Turner. Nat Turner started. Right. Look at what they did to him. So he's being punished. He's a modern day Nat Turner.
That's right.
So, brother, by God's sake, I'm calling for a boycott. You go to my social media page real soon. We're going to come up with hashtag boycott the NFL. Sit one out for Colin Kaepernick. We're going to, at every football stadium, we're going to have people boycotting. They may not do it, but we got to stand for that brother because that brother stood up for us, brother.
That's right, so it is.
He did for us what John Hollow did for us in the Olympics. He did for us what Muhammad Ali did for us when he refused to go to war. And see, when them other athletes came around them, white folks thought that they about to get hit in their pocket. That's when you can change the attitude of Caucasians. They only fear two things: their money and their life. Other than that, they'll kill their mama to stay in power.
They say they feel two things: money and wealth. Money and power. You say. You say they feel money and power, right?
They only fear No, money is power. They fear money and their own life.
Okay. I got you.
See, when you hit in their pockets, you get their attention.
That's right.
And when you got a gun to their head, you got their attention.
That's right.
See?
That's true.
So we can't keep, so Colin Kaepernick, he refused to be a slave. Let me tell you something. That brother will be remembered more than any of them athletes. I don't care how many trophies they win. I don't care how many MVPs. He will go down in history as a revolutionary like Nat Turner, Dr. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, brother. I'd rather go down as a warrior king than to go down as a buck dancing Negro thing.
I love that. I love how you say that.
See?
Yes, sir.
So you got apologists like Ray Lewis and others. That's why I love Shannon Sharp. He's putting it
I
on.
love Shannon Sharp. Yes, sir.
But
Yes,
Shannon
sir.
Sharp ain't gonna last long. They're gonna try to get rid of him. See, but every time they get rid of one of our revolutionaries, we gotta stand up. So I'm calling for a boycott of the NFL. Stop buying their damn jerseys, man. Stop turning on their football games. Let's not even go to the games. All the rappers got to rap about it. I'm going after Snoop. I'm going after Kendrick Lamar. I'm going after Freddie Gibbs. I got my own son that's a rapper. They're going to have to start rapping about it. They're going to have to start talking about it. They are modern day journalists.
That's right. That's right.
And even if they don't talk about it, I'm going to start showing up at their concerts with hundreds of brothers checking them.
I love the way you say that.
Our people is dying in the street, brother. They coming against Colin, and y'all ain't gonna say that.
Yep.
I like the spirit of that boy Sherman up in Seattle. Sherman is a little revolutionary, so we need more. And if we stand up, it'll give them courage to stand up. Everybody on this station that's listening to me, let's boycott the Colin Kaepernick took a knee for us. We can at least stand up for him.
That's so true. So true, sir. So true.
And if he don't get his job back, we gotta make an IQ move on it. Start our own damn NFL. Start our own NBA. Correct. We don't need them, brother. They need us. Can you imagine going to a football game and it's all white folks and ain't no brothers with no swag out there? Can you imagine going to a basketball game and you don't see, no crossover, no slamming, no jive talking? Let white folks have their game. We gonna look, brother. They'll make more money. LeBron James will make more money starting his own league with all brothers. Even the white folks will come to that game.
That's right. So true. So true.
We don't need them. We need to stop believing we need white people. We suffer from the Stockholm syndrome, and we suffer from the white God syndrome. We believe
So
that
true.
these people are God. They're
sure
not
do.
God.
So,
thank you for frying me up, brother.
hey, you know something? I want to talk about something else too. I'm sorry, Killer Cole. Hey, it's a brother back in the 90s that played with Jordan. His name was Chris Johnson. He changed his name to Sharif Abdul. I can't pronounce his name, but he had a Muslim name too. Do you remember that guy that played for Denver? His word number 3. His real name is the government name was Chris.
Abdul Sharif, yeah, played basketball.
That's right. He was the first one that did he stood up before Kaepernick did in the 90s.
Yeah, he refused to salute.
That's right.
And stand up and honor the American flag.
Yep. He did it before Kaepernick did in the 90s with Jordan and them. Yep. But,
see, brother, look. What I respect about Jewish people, they suffered under the German flag. They suffered under the swastika. They suffered under the German military uniform. You will never, and they only suffered for a few years in their Holocaust. They only lost 6 million. We lost 100 million in the Middle Passage. That flag, that American flag, under that flag, we have been murdered, raped, and robbed. Why would I salute and give my allegiance to a flag that won't give me justice? Why would I salute a flag that in World War I, when the Tuskegee Airmen were flying planes, bomber planes, into safety? They never lost a plane, but when they got back to America, they couldn't get a job, man. They couldn't work for an airline.
That's right. That's right.
What's wrong with us, man? We're the only people who will salute our oppressor. We want to become the oppressor.
That's so
and
true.
that's what's wrong with the gang members. The gang members are carrying out the purpose of the KKK.
That's damn true is.
See? And the Ku Klux Klan in 2002 wrote a letter to the gang members of LA thanking them. You can Google it.
Or say it one time. Say what happened?
It was in the late 90s, early 2000s. The Klan, the Grand Wizard of the Klan, wrote a letter to the LA thanking them for killing each other.
Oh wow!
Praising them for killing each other.
Wow!
And then signed it. It came up in a newspaper out of Philadelphia, exposed it, and said to the gang members, "P.S. niggas, where y'all want us to send these boxes of guns? Because the only thing you're gonna do is shoot each other with it. You're doing a much better job than we could ever do."
Wow! You told I didn't know about that. Now you told me something new today, brother. I'm glad you spoke on that today.
Go look it up. Google it.
Brother, I
Google
believe
it.
you.
It's the Grand Wizard letter to the gang members of LA.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, sir, I'm gonna tell you how I am. My name is Rizzo again, and if a black brother is in your position, tell me the stuff you telling me, I'm not gonna Google nothing because I went to school from kindergarten to 12th grade, and now I'm in college. Now I listen to white Europeans, I listen to them, so I question them, they shit, but I will not question my own people that know the knowledge that you know. So I'm not gonna question nothing you telling me, sir. You tell me something, I'm gonna take it for face value.
Yeah, and brother, and I appreciate that. But as a teacher, I just want to say this to you as your brother and teacher. And I thank you for that. And I tell people everywhere I go, fact check me. So see, when you go get it for yourself, brother, now you really got it. I'm not asking you to go get it that you don't believe me. I want you to know where it is, so when you run into some Negro who don't believe it, you're going to have to show him what the white boy said.
That's right. You're right about that.
Because the white man ice is colder, you know.
Yeah.
So I always call the white man to the witness stand whenever I'm talking to Negroes. Because some of us, if a white boy ain't saying it, man, I don't believe that, brother. My heart is yelled. So
yeah.
But if I was white, you be tap dancing and bootlicking.
So damn true. So true.
Right.
So
That's
true.
So I lead them to the white slave master to show you, brother, you feel in their eye. They don't treat you as a human.
Yeah.
And as long as they got us, brother, look, the black man is so powerful, we just don't know it. They done turned up inside out, upside down. You know? And so, man, it's just a powerful time.
Yes, sir.
You know? So go ahead. Any other questions?
Yeah, I don't got no more questions. Killer Cole, you got a question, sir? I'm sorry I took a lot of your time, sir.
Yes, sir. How you doing, Tony, man? I'm doing great, soldier. How about you? I'm doing all right, sir. Getting back to the question that you and Rizzo was talking about the football player. Yeah, I was, I was looking up, behind that, and this brother, like you said, he did a great thing, but when you got people like Mike Vick, he commented on it, and he was saying that what he think that the brother need to change his appearance and everything. Oh. They was trying to throw appearance and all that into the bowl and whatnot. And I'm saying to myself, like, this man right here, how Mike Vick can, say a negative comment, towards his brother like that whenever, he did a good thing. So my question to you is how you feel about, black people like that try to, diss other black people for us, when they trying to do something right. Okay. Give me that last part. We broke up a bit. The last part is, how do you feel about, I don't know if you heard the comment that Mike Vick, said about the football player, but he had said, that he think, he was saying that it was more as, he needed to cut his hair and change his appearance and all that, and maybe they'll, accept him back into the NFL. So my thing is, how do you feel about, people like Mike Vick, just saying negative comments, Well, Mike, thank you. Mike Vick is a broken slave. They broke it. See, he drunk the Toby juice. I don't know if your generation have seen the movie Roots. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I seen Rose. In that movie, remember, Kunta Kinte refused to call himself Toby.
Yep.
Yes, I remember that. Right?
Yes.
Yes, you're right. He kept running away. They would beat him, couldn't break it. Couldn't break it. But enough pain broke it.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the end, he said Toby. And in the end, he started going along just to get along. That's what you're witnessing in Mike Vick. Mike Vick now is trying to make money. So he's now got to be an apologist for the white man. So he's become the Samuel L. Jackson in Django.
Yeah.
You're right. He got the Uncle Tom. The Uncle Tom nigga. That means Colin Kaepernick, who broke the law. Captain Colin Kaepernick didn't break the law.
That's right.
They were commenting on that. They were saying, you're right. Ray Lewis, brother, murdered some damn body. And then this man, he was doing dog fights and stuff, but, want to say something negative,
Mm-hmm.
This brother took a knee, man. Oh, I love you. See, all of these Negroes are going to see a bitter day, brother.
Yep.
See, they will not be able to come to the news. Michael Vick better not come to Salton. Ray Lewis better not come to. I'm showing up with the soldiers.
That's what I'm talking about. I love the way I love this.
You're going to have to answer, brother, why you all apologizing for white people?
That's right. That's right.
Y'all don't see the power y'all have in studio, man. If every black player said, we ain't playing, let them crackers play football. We'll sit back and watch them stumble over there. They can't run. They can't jump.
They can't do a damn thing, but we can.
They ain't got no swag.
That's right.
Yeah. We'll come out of the white college and go back to the black colleges, man. We'll
That's
start
right.
our own thing. We need the Negro League back again. We don't need them.
You sure don't need them.
You're right. See? You're right, my brother. You were so right. His brother is a broke slave. They done whipped him with that whip enough to where, see, he done gave in. Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, I was taking his shirt off. This is just a metaphor. You will see the lashes from the media. I mean, brother, the white folks love dogs over people.
Uh-huh.
See? They got more love for animals than they do black people. Right. Remember, these same group of Caucasian people I was talking to, see, when they talked to me, I was like, before I started talking to them, I said, I'm a little upset. So a Caucasian woman said, Brother Muhammad, what are you upset about? It was at the time, y'all remember that lion called Cecil in South Africa, in Zimbabwe, that white hunters killed, and it was a big thing in the news a couple of years ago? I don't recall. I have to Google it and see. If you Google Cecil the lion, there was a lion killed by a white dentist from America. It was a well-known lion that white folks loved in South Africa. He went hunting on the lion trip, and he killed this lion called Cecil the lion. White folks got upset all over the world. Mm-hmm. So I made mention of that. I said, I'm upset about Cecil the lion. And this Caucasian woman said, Minister, you don't have to worry. He'll never do dentistry again in America. We shut his business down. I said, ain't that something? Mm-hmm. I said, look at how y'all go into a frenzy over an animal that this man hunted down a lion in Africa where it's legal, but when police officers hunt down young lion black men, you don't have that same kind of harassment. Right. See, and that's what you're seeing. You're seeing that Michael Vick is just like the enchanters. Master, we did. Master, you want me to put the fire out? He's a slave, brother. How this man gonna tell that man to do something about his hair when he brought cornrows? They was talking about him when he had his hair plaited. They definitely was. I remember that. What he was doing, and they didn't like what that boy from Philadelphia, Allen Iverson. They didn't like that they had their hair plaited. You don't have, brother, what nerves do Michael Vick have to tell another brother about his hair? You're looking at the man's hair. What about his heart? Mm-hmm. Ain't nothing wrong with his heart. Most everybody. Looking at somebody else. You're right about that, brother. He's a modern day Uncle Tom, fuck dancing, boot licking dude. I am Michael Vick. That used to be my boy. I'm gonna have to, there was a movie I think Spike Lee put out years ago called Drop Squad. Yes, I remember. You remember that movie when they was young and they had to speed nigger ride these Negroes? Yeah. We need to teach them, brother, because again, we can't apologize for when a black athlete or entertainer or somebody like Minister Farrakhan is standing up against the oppressor. He's only speaking truth to power and responsibility to the victim. That's what Jesus was charged with. How dare you protest up in Rome? See? And when Jesus stood up against the Roman authorities, Caucasians, they murdered him. They always did that way, brother. Yeah. And then the rest of the Negroes get scared and say, I ain't them to take my money. I just signed this contract. Slave.
That's right.
You're right. Thank Brother Muhammad. My last question to you is I want you to let the people, let the audience know how you went from one lifestyle to joining the Nation of Islam. Tell them what led up to you joining the Nation of Islam. I'm gonna give you the short version. Okay. Well, brother, I was for a short period of time, I was a pretty heavy dope dealer in Atlanta, Georgia. I had always had a brush with the nation, I've always been this young man, even from a little boy, because I grew up in Georgia. I grew up where the white man lets you know he hates you. See? They wasn't like the Fox white people in New York or out west. That dog in the South was a wolf. He always showed his teeth. So I grew up in a racist environment in Georgia. But I always had the aspiration of getting my mama out of poverty because she had 10 of us with no man. So I grew up in a family of 10. I left home when I was 11 years old, on my own, since I think I was a pretty good athlete. So I thought I was going to make it in pro football and baseball because I was good in both of those sports. I went to Morris Brown. After I didn't make it in sports, then I turned to drugs. Because when I was in college the year I graduated, the movie Scarface came out. And when I went and saw that movie Scarface, I kind of went into the character because the character who was selling the drugs had my first name, Tony Montana. And when you say on top of the world, I said, that's how I'm going to get rich. So I'm working at Eastern Airlines. I started selling drugs. My family didn't know. My friends didn't know. I used to supply all the dope houses because Eastern Airlines would transport all the drugs. I ran into a brother. His name was Oliver X. He was in the Nation at that time. Nobody bothered him at work. Everybody respected him. He would always come next to me. You're going to be a good one. I'm like, what, brother? You'll make a good Muslim. Oh, man, miss me with that stuff. I ain't with that. Y'all hate white people. And then one day, I'm about to get into a fight. Save the people. He said, see, then I tell you something. You're wild. Then he gave me the book, Message to the Black Man. I opened up Message to the Black Man, and it said, white man is the devil. I waited till he walked away. I threw it in the trash. So he was always after me. So now, one day, I'm at my apartment. I have 3 kilos of cocaine on my coffee table. And I'm cutting it up in wings. So if you know anything about 3 birds, you know that was a pretty good amount of money.
That's a damn good amount of
money. A whole lot of money. Oh yeah, bro. So now, one of my lieutenants come to my apartment. And he's got he's got a videotape of Minister Farrakhan. And he said, man, I got this tape. Man, y'all got to hear this dude. I'm like, man, what's that? And then you ever heard of Farrakhan? And I said, these words. I said, man, that nigga ever heard about me? I never heard of no Farrakhan back then. I got all this money. I'm like, nigga, that nigga need to hear about this. He said, man, shut. He said, I'm telling you, dude, he's dropping. He said, can I put on this? Back then it was a VHS. Can I play this? I said, yeah, put it in the TV, bro. Because after I get to cut up this dope, y'all got to go make my money. He put in a tape titled Power at Last and Forever. See, now, you're talking about 1994. This is now 1994. He put that tape in. It's from L.A. He was lecturing in L.A. 18,000 people. So I'm cutting up the dope. And then when the minister came on, the crowd was roaring. Then he was teaching. The vibration from his voice and what he was saying, he was going into the black man's history, who we really are, and how we have been dumped down by a white society. He said, black man, your biggest enemy is not the white man. Your biggest enemy is ignorance. And because you're ignorant, you can be used by the white man to destroy your community. When I heard those words, man, I rocked back in my chair. I said, man, who is this nigga? And the brother said, nigga, I told you that Farrakhan. I said, shut up, nigga, let me listen to this man. Because he was teaching what I had been wanting to hear all of my life. And then he was teaching you are being used, brother, to kill your own and destroy your own community. Every female that I had turned out with drugs, their pictures started coming up in my head. Every friend of mine that I started to using cocaine just to get them to buy from me, their pictures came up in my head. I couldn't stop crying. Then the minister, he said, and to you, dope dealers. Oh man, that's it. He said, brother, one day we're going to become so powerful that we're going to come to teach you first. Should we let one dope dealer live in the whole black community, get turned out on drugs, or should we get rid of that one dope dealer? Man, I couldn't stop crying, brother. I'm bawling. Now the brothers are getting worried who are watching. I came up from my cry. As God is my witness, I took all the drugs off my table and raked it into a bag, went into the bathroom and flushed it down the toilet. 3 kilos, absolutely, bro. Oh my God. Then then the brother who brought the thing said, nigga, I know you were supposed to do that. I want to float this damn tape. I said, get out, brother. I said, any man that's teaching like that, I'm going to teach with that man. And I left, went back to my job and told that Muslim brother, I said, man, I'm ready now. And he took me to the mosque and I joined the nation, brother. Never looking. 9 years later, I became the minister in the city where I heard the lecture coming from. And the rest is history. Oh. Well, my family, none of them knew I was pushing drugs to the level. I was only dealing drugs for about 6 months to a year. But I had amassed quite a bit of money. So I went to join the nation, brother, and I put thousands of dollars in the charity receptacle when it came by. They couldn't believe it.
The remark that you said earlier kind of got to me whenever you was talking about how people kept thinking that the Nation of Islam, killed Malcolm X, but then, I kind of halfway, did the research, and I said, that wasn't none of the Nation of Islam. That was the government. The government done that. As well as killing Martin Luther King. They killed Martin Luther King too. The government did that.
That's right. And look, they played us. Now, the Minister Farrakhan said, brother, now, he said, if we're guilty of anything because of our ignorance, see, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad has told all of the ministers, when Malcolm turned against him, he told all of his ministers, don't say nothing, be quiet, this will go away. But they didn't listen. So many of the ministers and most of the mosques around the country start speaking out against Malcolm. Man, how you gonna turn on the man that taught you? Even if you got a beef with him, you should never go to the white man. So we created an atmosphere where look, brother, let's say me and you killer was we on the corner arguing, and I'm calling you out of your name, you calling me out of my name, and both of us got an enemy watching us that we don't notice.
Mm-hmm.
I threaten you, you threaten me, I walk away, the next day you end up dead. Who do you think the people gonna think did it? You.
That's right.
Me. Same, you know. Arguing in the public. So same way. Yes, sir. Yeah, only killer. Man, I ain't kill him. You said you're right.
Yep.
The same way like with Biggie, same way with Biggie and Tupac.
Yep.
Brother, same way. And let me tell you, my name was put in that. Oh, wow. Wow.
Tell him about that. Tell him about that, sir, please.
See? Well, let me tell you. Look. Wow. When Tupac, what people don't know, Tupac was trying to come into the Nation of Islam.
Oh, shoot.
I knew that. I was teaching Tupac. Remember, he made a song, I Ain't Mad at You?
Yeah.
He's a Muslim now. He was teaching in the third person.
Wow.
So I met with Biggie. I met with Suge. They were all scared of Suge. He didn't know how to break away from Suge.
Yep.
So he was coming closer to us so that we could stand between him and Suge. So I'm having a meeting with him out in LA at the Brotherhood Crusade building. And he said, Minister, when I come back from Vegas, because he was going to the fight, I said, brother, I'm going to the fight too, because Mike Tyson was fighting. I said, I'll be in Vegas, brother. He said, yeah, but when I get back, Brother Muhammad, I'm coming to the mosque and I want to sit under you and I want, you to teach me. I'm like, Pop, you already a revolutionary. Hell, you could teach me. Yeah, he's a Black Panther.
Yeah.
He was Black Panther. Mama, I knew his better. Yeah. See? Yep. He said, no, brother, it's time I come all the way. I said, well, let's talk about that. So we in Vegas. Of course, he gets shot. The word gets to me that he's shot.
Yep. And
I go to the hospital, and when I walk into the hospital, Jesse Jackson was there talking to his mother. And when I came in with the brother, she said, Minister, she walked away from Jesse and ran over to me. She said, I only want you to go back to be with my son. Jesse was like, but can I go see him? No, he would only want to see Minister Muhammad. Brother, I got too many witnesses to be lying. And the mother said, I don't want no Christian praying over my son. Minister Tony, would you come back here and pray over my son? And I went. I was the only one allowed in.
Wow.
And when I looked at that brother laying on that table and in a coma, I mean, it was a sight to behold. And I prayed over my brother. See? And came back, of course, to LA the next day. And then, of course, the media in LA was saying what they were saying. Because at one time they were trying to say Suge set him up because Suge knew he was trying to break away. Yeah, I heard that too. And Pop, they made more money off of his music when he was murdered than when he was alive.
That's true.
Something ain't right with that.
That's right.
That's true.
So true.
See? And so then a couple of years or a year, however many, so later, then this whole East Coast, West Coast beat, start getting out of control. Now, if you remember, if you go back and look at that first documentary called Beat,
yeah,
I'm in it. I took the East Coast, I brought the East Coast and West Coast rappers to Chicago to sit down with Minister Farrakhan to settle their beef. Okay.
You said the first episode, right?
It was Ice Cube, it was Common, it was Russell Simmons at the table, it was the Booyah Tribe at that time, it was Snoop Dogg, it was Nate Dogg, the West Coast Connection. I brought all of them. It was Fat Joe out of New York. What my brother name that was with Jay-Z and when Jay-Z broke away from him? With Damon Dash. Damon Dash was, all of them was at the table. And from that, Barry Gordy's son, I think one of them son was inspired to do a documentary called Beat. I'm in it. I'm in at least 7 game documentaries. While We Bang, Made in America, Masters of the Party. I'm in all of those game documentaries because I'm the only black leader in LA that can go to all 491 sets and be accepted by the hood. No other leader have that kind of fact. So
that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, bro.
That's amazing.
So because I had the Duke to unite when Biggie was murdered, remember they put a picture of a brother in a bow tie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
And they tried to say it was the nation, but because we had a rapport with P. Diddy, they knew it wasn't us. And then in a hip hop magazine, they went to a prisoner, and that was a prisoner who said Minister Tony took the gun that Tupac was killed with and flew to Chicago and gave the gun to Minister Farrakhan. That came out in a hip hop magazine.
Oh, wow.
At a time when Minister Farrakhan was also going to put me over all the East Coast, but before he could do that, the word was I had something to do with Biggie Small's death. And that was far from a lie. We had a biggest love from all of the entertainers. They know we don't play our people, and that was beautiful because our people knew it, but they still said it.
Yes.
So my name was implicated in the murder in a slick way that we was involved in some way in Biggie's demise. Because what the enemy was doing at that time, the Nation of Islam was penetrating the hip-hop movement because many of the rap artists would have us as their security, and the Jews didn't like it because they was milking the brothers for their money, and the Jews knew. We were showing the brother how the Jews was ripping them off. So I'm a troublemaker, brother. I'm a Django type troublemaker.
You're not a troublemaker. You just tell the truth about shit. That's all.
So that's how you get me on that.
You know what? I never knew that. I never, I knew about the part where they was trying to say that it was a guy from the Nation of Islam that had supposedly had done the shooting. I remember seeing that, but I never knew all that. You just went deep. I had the pleasure of meeting Tupac, mother, way before she passed. Down in Lumberton, she had a house down there in Lumberton, North Carolina.
That's right.
And I had the opportunity and the chance to meet her. She was a nice lady. I mean, we talked about 30 minutes. She was a nice lady.
Powerhouse lady.
Yeah, she was preaching, Yeah.
To put it on white folks, she ain't no joke. That's a wow. Remember, she's the first black woman in the history, woman period, to defend herself successfully against the FBI. And won.
Yes.
And won the case. She won the case, yeah. Won it.
You ain't dealing with no dumb cookie, brother. I'll follow her to the ends of the earth. She's a Harriet Tubman type.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
See? So, families, man, brother, you all have really, I'm loving your questioning, man. I'm really feeling you all. And I've done tons of interviews, man, but y'all got the hair standing up on my arm. So I don't know who y'all are, but I'm coming through y'all.
Yeah, you welcome anytime. You're welcome, brother.
Anytime, brother. You just let us know, and we'll definitely be around.
I want to fly in and sit with you all because you all are very, very important to the new movement. Because I'm not talking to no punk DJs and journalists. I'm talking to real people.
That's right.
Yes.
You is, sir.
I followed you. I had seen your interview on the Breakfast Club with Freddie Gibbs, and I mean that interview you did on it touched me, and I came back, and that's whenever I kept looking at it. So that's whenever I inboxed you on Facebook. I said, brother, can I get an interview? Because you really touched me. I mean, you really touched that interview. Like how you helped Freddie Gibbs out, and you just telling you were saying how. You change, from one lifestyle to another lifestyle, and I mean that touched me. And I said I got to talk to this brother right here. I said I hope he accept my interview, but I got to talk to this brother.
Oh yeah, and see, and that blows people away, brother, because when people reach out for me on social media, it blows them away when I respond.
Yep.
Because I ain't trying to be so high-fluid dudes, man. Anybody that's trying to reach me, I'm trying to reach them, man. Because the minister has taught me like this, man. never know. You should be careful who you entertain. It could be an angel unaware. I don't know who you all are, so I'm duty bound to reach out. You might be the one that could unite all of us.
That's my damn goal to do.
Y'all got to tell brother, hey, I could be talking to the modern day soldier in the truth.
I tell you what, Rizzo trying to go that. He trying to go that route.
Yeah, Rizzo.
Yeah, Rizzo trying to go that route. I'm trying to go that route too, cause I believe in helping people. But Rizzo, he be studying that. I mean, he's into it, real hard.
But see, and all of you all are in it real hard.
Yeah, certainly.
One of us have our own sphere of influence. But what we got to start doing now, brother, is look at my black skin, claiming you my brother. I ain't got no beef with you. As long as you try to do something to advance our people. So I'm just letting you all know, you all are touching me today. I done had thousands of this. Rarely have I had an interview to make me feel like this about the people that's interviewing.
Hey, Brother Muhammad, I would like to say this much right here to you. Now, me and Lyrikal was talking, before, all of us went on air, and me and her was talking, and she was telling me, I asked her, I said, well, how long you think the interview gonna last? She said, if it be a good interview, she said, it might last a long time. But I told her, I said, I think the interview gonna be way over an hour, and I swear it was way over an hour too. So,
you got 3 interviews, so we play them back to back.
I have a question real quick though that I want to ask.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to know: can a woman be a leader?
Are you? Thank you for that question. Here is what I'm taught, and I believe this with all my heart. This is how Minister Farrakhan helped me to evolve as a man. Mm-hmm. Because I got caught up in the way Caucasian males think about their white women.
Yeah.
See, we in the nation believe that no nation can rise any higher than its woman. If you put the woman down, you put the nation down, because every man was born through the womb of a woman, and before we even do anything about God, our mother was there.
That's right.
You're the first teacher. You're the first nourisher. See? Our cry. A female can tell if the baby needs a diaper change. They can tell if the baby is sick through the cry. You can tell if the baby is in danger. The male don't have that instinct. The female is a co-creator with God. After God created himself, he created female. And from those two came everybody. And this is why when the black man has to be retrained and retaught who the female is. The Native Americans, out of all the ethnic groups I visited, the Native Americans got the utmost respect for females that I had ever seen. I've been amongst them.
Yep.
And they revere their women, and they will hurt you about their woman. Because the woman in their mind, they believe God is a he and a she. And if you go to the Metunata, if you go back to Africa and look at the hieroglyphics, you've never seen the drawing of a black king without his queen sitting on a throne equal in size.
Yep.
You're right. We would be nothing without y'all, sister. Nothing. Now, we believe that if there's a war, that the man should take the lead. We should take the first hit. And if the enemy wipe us out, then our women stand up. If they wipe you out, eat the baby, even throw their bottle at you. Mm-hmm. See? But a woman and a man is twin halves of the same essence. It's just when a black woman really, you ain't seen a real black man before. We've been made by white folks.
That's true.
But when a man is really being a man, a woman naturally would take her place. She's not going to argue with a man that ain't arguing with her, that ain't belittling her.
That's true.
When a man is producing, my wife is like that. When I wasn't working, my wife had money. Mm-hmm. I would come and say, baby, can I borrow $3,000? She would give me $3,000. I would go and invest in t-shirts. I would bring her $2,000 back. You know what she did? Mm-hmm. She gave me $5,000 and said, go do that again.
And I would do it again. I would triple her money. So guess what was ready when I came home? Dinner. Guess what was ready when I came home? The house was clean. Guess what happened when I came home and I opened the door, my children ran and jumped in my arms? See? Yes, ma'am. Sister, in the Nation of Islam, we have a few sisters. Dr. Ava Muhammad. She was the first female ever in the history of Islam to be placed over a mosque. That was done under Minister Farr. Because he said that the whole world is going to hell because of the mistreatment of women. We have reduced our women to things. We are the only ethnic group that degrade our women in music.
That's true.
You don't see the Chinese telling his woman to shake her behind. You don't see Arabs telling their women to shake their behind. We're the only ethnic group that degrade our women through music. And so, yes, man. Look at the movements now. I don't care what people think about Black Lives Matter and calling it LB, whatever those letters are, but it's the females that's leading. Because the black man is standing around on the sideline watching the sisters lead the movement. So absolutely, dear sister, as I said, if Harriet Tubman was around, I would follow Harriet Tubman. How do you know you follow Harriet Tubman? Because I'm following a man like Harriet Tubman.
That's true.
If Soldier of the Truth, I would have been under the Underground Railroad, rolling with Soldier of the Truth. So absolutely, sister, a woman, we believe in the nation that the home is the female's base, but not necessarily a place. What we do say to a sister, don't abandon your base for a career and you don't nurture your child. You got to be balanced. Because this society, under white supremacy, the white man have done a role reversal. And in the nation, the sisters in the mob are taught how the white man have destroyed your man. See? So you're dealing with a black man who is a destroyed man. So in the nation, the sisters learn how to handle the mind of a destroyed black man and help to nurture us back to strength. Instead of coming up with some feminist movement or some Oprah Winfrey movement. No. In the nation, black women are taught how to get closer to God and how to use your wisdom with God and then say, come on, let us make a man. See, y'all know how to make us feel a way to where you can get whatever you want. Y'all know how to be sick when you want. But if you use that wisdom to help repair us, oh my God. But if you don't have the wisdom, you can't use the wisdom.
That's true.
See? So that's the only balance that we try to teach within the Nation of Islam, sister. But I have no problem with no women being out front. I have no problem with submitting to a woman's wisdom. See? So that's what we are. But we got to be retrained and we got to be retaught because now women are becoming more masculine and men are becoming more feminine.
That's so damn true.
I was in a barbershop a few months ago, and it was some hard game bangers in there. You know, and they're talking about pimping. And I'm sitting there, they don't know I'm Minister Tony, so the barber, he wanted me to cut out. No, let me listen. So the brothers was bragging about, he's holding up keys. I got that big keys. No, I'm handling that. And he showed his clothes. Look at these clothes she brought. You know, man, I got the keys to her crib. So finally I got enough of it. I raised my hand. I said, brother, may I? So the gang brother's like, man, who is this? Who is that? Look. Man, this is Minister Tony. Minister Tony, what do you think about him talking about how a woman is taken care of? Well, let me just say this, brother. I'm not here to attack you, but just let me tell you what's unnatural about what you think. I said, when I was a hustler coming up, even as a hustler, I had my own thing. My house was so nice. It took a hard time for me to ask women to leave. I had my own car, brother. I made my own money. I said, even when you train dogs, you cannot take
a male to a female kennel. She will kill the male.
Mm-hmm.
When you want to make dogs, you have to take the female to the male kennel.
That's true.
I said, now, brother, you say you got her, you driving her car, huh? What time she get off work? 6 o'clock. Who got to pick her up? I do. I said, really? I said, where you going to take her when you pick her up? To her house. I said, well, guess what you can't do? You can't never man up and act like you're going to get upset. What do you mean, Brother Muhammad? I said, man up on her. She'll throw it right in your face.
Mm-hmm.
She'll start shaking her head. You don't own nothing up off of it.
That's absolutely true.
I said, because a natural woman don't want a man that ain't doing that. She'll tolerate you as a boy toy, but you better not push up.
That's absolutely true.
Gotta push up and act like you're gonna act like she's more of a man than you are. I said, it's true. You should be wearing the phones and she should be wearing the boxers.
That's
I said, because
true.
she's working and you at home playing video games, and when she come home, did you clean up the house? And the brother started getting you. I said, brother, that's not natural. I said, I'm not saying you can't start off, but I said, but why don't you take her money, ask her to loan you money, let me train you how to go and sell t-shirts, how you can become a producer. I said, but y'all got this thing wrong.
Yep.
I said, you have a female mind that you want to live off of a woman, bro.
Yep.
So the whites, they have done a role reversal. In fact, Dr. Wesley is a member of the nation. Go out, the brother Dr. Wesley, do you know that they're using marijuana to feminize the black man?
I didn't know that.
We're in trouble, this is what I'm telling you. And I'm letting you know that 75% of the teachings in the Nation of Islam is for the woman. Because when the black woman strengthened, not to the point where she try to dominate her man, no. When you strengthen her with wisdom, she'll see the attack by Caucasians on her male. And then you can help Minister Farrakhan and help up nurture him back to strength. See, my wife, when I come home to that, she's not chilling. She don't say, what's wrong with you?
Yep.
She said, baby, here's a verse in the Quran and the Bible. I know it's rough out there. Baby, come on, you committed to this. Man, she don't say what's wrong. There's a chair in my house, and when I sit in it, my wife takes all the children out of the room because she knows that's the quiet chair. Leave them alone.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of thinking I got a problem with her. She don't use her mouth to beat me down. She only uses her mouth to build me up. And I have never called my wife out of her name. I've never laid hands on my wife since I've been a Muslim in the Nation of Islam. We don't play that. Any brother that puts his hand on a sister in the nation have to get beat by every male member of the nation.
That's what I'm talking about.
I like that.
I love that.
Yeah, that.
We go to the house, brother, did you hit your wife? Did we hit him to show him how that feels?
Yeah, right.
With her mouth, but then leave. You never ask a woman to leave the house. You leave.
Yep.
We don't play that in the nation, sister. And I know the society got a skewed view of Islam because of the media. So that ain't Islam what they be giving you. They trying to just do that because they don't want black people to come back to that old time religion that they know it called hell breaking us from. They don't want us to go back to the religion of Kunta Kinte because they know no black man will call another white man master if he's a Muslim.
Yep.
We don't lay down in the street when the police ask us to. We said, no, sir, you can take me down, but I'm not going to volunteer you get on no ground. No, sir. I got my hands up. I surrender, sir. Well, get on the ground. I'm not getting on. We don't bow to nothing but God. And they respect that.
Okay, that sounds good. I like that.
Well,
But let me say this. I want to qualify it because I don't want you to say the men in the nation are perfect. No, we're not.
Mm-hmm.
We're not. The teachings is perfect. We fit. See? So I'm trying to be a better man. I'm better now than what I was.
Uh-huh.
But I don't want you to think perfect. And I don't want no sister who's listening to this interview talking about, I'm going to run to the nation now. If you running for a man, you already lost.
Yes.
You better go get close to God. Don't go try to look for no man in the nation. You might run into a fool.
That's absolutely true.
I just had to say that. See, I had to keep it. I can't say 100, but I have to keep it 97.
Yeah, you do it.
Well, that's good. But I do like what you said earlier to Rizzle, that you consider yourself as a black person, because I'm the same way. I don't consider myself as African and everything else because I feel like that's dividing us up. And I'm not going to say that I'm after a continent and all of that. I'm just going to be like, I'm straight black.
Yeah, the whole earth is ours. The scriptures say that the earth belongs to the righteous and the fullness thereof. So the whole earth. This is why the teacher of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad gave us the measurement. The earth is 196,940,000 square miles. The land covers 67,255,000 square miles. We got a big old swimming pool called the ocean. The oceans are 139,685,000 square miles. We own all of that.
Yep.
I'm from the earth. In fact, I'm from the universe. Don't try to relegate me nowhere. Wherever I go, I'm at home. If I die in China and you bury me in the ground ain't going to pick me up. The ground is going to welcome me.
Yep.
We're from the earth, sister. So you cannot tie me to no geography. The whole planet belongs to black people before. White people only been here for 6,000 years.
Yep, that's true.
We don't have no birthright.
Round up down.
Hey, Killer Cole, you got nothing to say? I want to talk to Brother Muhammad offline for a minute. We talk some private stuff.
No, I don't have nothing else to say.
Brother Muhammad, do you have anything else you want to say on air to the people?
I just want to say this. I don't care how bleak it looks. I don't care how much people think that we're not going to come together as a people. It is interviews like this. It's conversations like this. We're going to win.
Yep.
We are going to come together just like every other biblical slave who is enslaved. God always freed them. We are going to be free, whether we want to be or not. We are going to have to separate ourselves. When I say separate, I don't mean go anywhere, but I'm saying just like the Jews. The Jews in America can go to Israel. They support Israel and America. What's wrong with us that we can't support Africans in America and all over the planet? That's what we're going to do as well. We're one day going to realize our talent is our goal. When all of our artists come home, it's over. When our athletes come home, it's over. That is about to happen. Well, I just want to thank you all for allowing me access to your airways, to your trusted followers, man. I don't take that for granted. So thank you all very much for allowing me to talk to you as well as those who listen.
Well, we want to say thank you as well from 99 to Beat.
Can you please hold on, sir?
I shall. Thank you. 99. Is it 99 to Beat or is it 99 point something?
It's
99 to Beat, sir.
99 to Beat.
Yes,
well,
sir.
It has been a great rhythm and a great beat that we've had, man. You all got and so thank you very much, and I pray that God grow your audience to billions of listeners.
I appreciate
that,
brother.
I got
a question for you right quick.